Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. I just have to go mellow.
No, it's nice because it's too early for our 10:30 slot, our 10:30 slot. How are you this morning?
Morning.
Looking
morning.
Excellent.
Anytime
Good morning,
Ayo. Time.
Yes!
Anytime.
That's my Ayo. Absolutely. Well, all right. I hope you guys are all festive.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to Christmas. Merry Christmas to our viewers again. Well, let's begin what's trending. The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs on Thursday, in a memo circulating on social media, debunked claims that its Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy-Ohaneye, ever said that women should be exempted from paying taxes. Last week, the minister was reported to have called on security agencies to stay off women as they should not be allowed to pay tax. The minister was said to have given the warning at the 4th annual forum of the Women, Peace and Security Sector Reference Group in Abuja. Well, in a twist of events, the special assistant on media to the minister in a statement clarified that the minister strongly embraces the fact that there is no gender barrier for tax payment and that the minister is a law-abiding citizen. Well, here is a short clip of the event showing where the minister called on security agencies to protect women that are part of the tricycle transport scheme called Pink Riders from the task force, insisting that no woman should pay levies to any task force.
I am begging police, army, when my women, my Pink Riders, start their keke across the nation, leave them alone. Just secure them for me. Just give them security. And tell the task force people, keep off from women if they don't want to fight. No woman will pay any tax force, nothing. Because we are trying to encourage them, and I can't do it alone.
All right, here she is saying no woman will pay any task force. I mean, there was the news everywhere. It was all over major news platforms saying that she said no woman should pay tax. But you can see here she's advocating that women should be, free from security agencies. But what are the tax force, what are their jobs at this point? Isn't it to impose levies? So she's also here saying that women, I know that there's issues with the tax force in some areas where they impose unnecessary levies. So I guess that's where she's coming from with this regard. But the fact remains the same. We do have some videos that were circulating on social media, whether it was doctored or edited. Arise News is saying here that we have verified the information, and this is what she said, that women should not be paying the tax force. But, Ayo, I'm going to come to you because obviously you're a woman. Don't let her sue you. We discussed the story that day. And our Adeswa, who is also on the morning show over the weekend, interviewed her. And she had some discrepancies with her taxes. Let's just play that video before we come back for a discussion.
It's supposed to be grateful to me that I even paid any tax at all. If you had carried out your homework well.
I remember on the Senate floor, you were asked by one of the senators about your income tax. Because between I believe 2017, 2018, 2019, the largest amount you declared as personal income was 1 million naira. And then 3 years later, you were able to buy a phone that's 30 million naira.
Yes.
So the assumption is that your personal income was larger than what you declared on the phones.
No. Number one, with the charity I've been doing, building health centers with personal funds, donating it to interior villages. I'm not supposed to pay any tax at all.
All right, you heard her here.
Okay, so we heard that, and we actually spoke to that particular interview in addition to the statement that she had made. So her media aide had come out to clarify her statement. And with the Minister for Women Affairs, we've had a number of that happening, where she makes a statement and someone has to come out to clarify what she really intended to say, or what she really intended to, or what she intended in terms of her thought process. First, of course, the Anambra Summit, which she also mentioned. The truth about it is that when you're a public official, and I mentioned this in a previous analysis of one thing she had said, that she might need to have a strong media team to manage what she says in public. Because when you speak like that in public, it's open to interpretation. And in the same way that we analyze and interpret, you can imagine those who are even ill-informed. So you have to be very clear in your statement. You cannot make vague or robust statement that is open to interpretation from different quarters. You are a government official. You represent the government of Nigeria. Now, going back to that video, that's why it's important to move away as much as possible from absolutes. We will not pay anything at all, because truly, we're not on your mind. We cannot think on your behalf. So what we take in terms of analysis is a surface value. Of course, a lot of try to understand. Okay, what might she mean? Cut her some slack. I like the spirit of what she's saying. Protect our women and all that. But when it comes to the issue of tax, as a woman or a pink rider, I can go and say, my minister said I must not pay you anything if anybody comes to me and puts that woman in trouble. So that's what that means. So she might need to, rather than having to have her media aides come out to clarify and clarify and clarify, perhaps a bit more she should refrain from unguarded statements and be more about making statements that have been possibly pre-approved and sticking with the script, so that we have less of these errors being made or opening up to misinterpretations, as she mentioned. But I must say that she failed to address that interview where she said that Nigerians should be lucky that she's paying taxes. Let her come and answer that pertinent question. How was she paying 1 million naira in tax as a businesswoman, and she excused it because she said she was doing charity? Where is that in the Constitution? Where is that in law? She needs to explain that to Nigerians, not just women, but Nigeria as a whole. So I think those are some of the questions that she left unanswered. So I will not misinterpret her intentions. Please let her come and clarify.
Absolutely. Rufai, there was also a letter that was, addressed to Arise TV, saying that, we should probably, provide the doctored video where she said tax or no tax. But we are here. We have clarified that she said no woman will pay any tax for us. Rufai.
So a couple of things. In that letter, if you read further, I think I caught a glimpse of that letter. She was also talking about the Anambra situation, where she said, but we gave her a right to clarify here, where she came and she also said a lot of things around that. She was quite very frontal at us that day, and other things she said. But, I mean, to clarify this tax conundrum, because this was a question that was asked by the Senate, but the other senators pretty much shut that senator down that day. And I must confess, the screening of ministers in our National Assembly is a charade. It's best we don't even screen them, if that's what we want to call screening. It's rubbish, as far as I'm concerned. Real rubbish. I think she should subject herself to a tax audit. I think she should subject herself to an independent tax audit and release the report for all Nigerians to see.
Right.
Because like the question that this one asked her there, I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you're at that revenue drive as a country and somebody that paid 1 million in taxes, all of a sudden could buy a form of 30 million, and she said because she's doing charity, I mean, she should subject herself to a tax audit. So we need to make further clarifications as regards this.
All right.
And there's been a lot about the minister. See, minister, please, we here in the media, we've got nothing against you. We want to make your life better. But also, you got to watch it. Are you not the one that also talked about, or is that one false or doctored? So please, you can correct me. I might be wrong on this. The attempt to sue the
UN. We did
UN.
play that video here.
Is that false?
I don't know if that was doctored.
Is that doctored?
I'm not sure if that's
doctored too? The attempt to play.
But you never know these days. There's the AI.
So it's AI that doctored that.
She has not come out to
debunk that one.
How about the call to the girl that was sexually harassed? And the threats and intimidation and the leaked call. You remember the leaked call in Calabar?
I remember.
So is that doctor too?
No, she came out to apologize.
She came out to apologize for that. So is that doctor too? I ask you people. I ask you. So please, Madam Minister, we've got nothing against you.
Absolutely not.
We want to make your job better. We want to amplify your work. But if we see that you are found wanting in some regard, we state it the way it is. Yeah. And if you have qualms with us, go ahead, write us. We'll make clarification. Yeah. Nobody's saying, oh, anybody has it all and all of that. But also you two do your part. Yes. And that's why I've asked 3 questions. Is the attempt to sue the foreign body, is that doctored? Is this call that we hear your voice on the recording of a leaked call? We were talking to a certain girl that complained about sexual... Okay, she has apologized for that. So that's not doctor. So we can keep going on and on and on as regards issues like this. But we are good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, you know, I actually applaud a lot of her initiatives, really. Yes. She's really doing well for the women. And, you know, I mean, kudos to her for trying to empower women in the way that she has done so far. We have the, yeah, she looks really good there. We had that Pink Riders thing that she's doing for women. I mean, I'd love to see the Pink Riders. I mean, I'd love to, you know, find a way to even join that association. I'm not sure if in a way. I mean, what? Why?
That color hopefully will not make them target the Pink Riders.
Oh, okay. I think what color would you have preferred?
Just make it neutral. Just
neutral. Neutral. Women love pink. Okay. Women love pink. Yeah. Well, all right. Another woman doing great things is the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Remi Tinubu, who on Thursday donated 950 million naira to 200 retirees from the police, the military, and other senior citizens across the country. The First Lady, at the launching of the maiden edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative's Elderly Support Scheme, disclosed that the scheme is designed to support 250 vulnerable elderly citizens aged 65 and above in all 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, adding that selected beneficiaries will receive 100,000 naira each to alleviate the burdens of senior citizens during the festive period.
I'm delighted to join you today at the maiden edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme, RACE, with the theme Better Days Ahead. This economic empowerment program is born out of a steadfast commitment to the well-being of our elderly citizens, and it marks a significant stride in our collective pursuit of a more inclusive and compassionate society. This scheme is to support 250 vulnerable elderly citizens aged 65 and above in 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association. Those selected beneficiaries will receive a sum of 100,000 naira each.
All right. Again, we are seeing the First Lady here doing great things. You know, I'm a woman's woman. I mean, congratulations to her for her initiative, again, empowering the elderly. We haven't seen that. These are the people that are most vulnerable in our society. Some of them have been forgotten. And, you know, it's nice to see, like, the military officers being recognized for all of their sacrifices in Nigeria as well. I mean, we have also seen other governors. We saw River State Governor, Fubara. And then we also saw Babagana Zulum, who we talked about yesterday, donating 100,000 naira to 10,000 families for the Christmas. I mean, it is important. It's a festive season. We have to see these types of, you know, initiatives, donations, and encouragement.
It is. I think we must give kudos when it's due, where it's due. And I have to say that the First Lady, Mrs. Remi, Remi Tinubu, has done really well. To be fair, a number of people thought she would be very, very prominent in terms of this government, not in the way that she is through charitable activities, but that she would have a very powerful influence. But to be honest, so far, so good. The only time, or the main times we've heard about her is when she's giving very generous donations and very strategic and where it's needed. She gave 500 million naira to, I believe it was the displaced families in Plateau State earlier this year. She also gave 5 million naira to the students who were abducted in Katsina. And then now she's giving 950 million naira, and especially to a demography of people who are usually forgotten, the elderly. And then she faced the military as well. Major General C.J. Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, had said that he welcomed this and was going to be a boost to the military. And I think this is quite commendable. We must commend her for doing this. And it's through her own pet project, the Renewed Hope Initiative. So I don't think, I mean, aside from donations from people, her own personal donations, this is excellent news. And I believe that it should be pushed more. So with regards to that office of the First Lady, despite the shenanigans of the monies allocated and all that, she has so far done very well in putting it in a good place, and I think it also looks very good on her husband as president. So great one there. Thank you for doing this, and hopefully we have more Renewed Hope initiatives, programs throughout next year. And she started on a good note. That's my take on this one. Very good note.
I love it. Well, all right. We'll take another story. The managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, on Thursday, asked the federal government to provide diesel and fuel to power trains that will operate during the 15-day period that the federal government has allocated for all Nigerians to travel for free. The NRC MD made the comment on live television in response to the intervention scheme announced on Wednesday to relieve Nigerians of the high cost of traveling. Let's take a listen before we come back for a discussion.
Good thing that the government considered we should do free service, but they're also willing to provide the resources to do it. We are hoping this time they are going to give us fuel, and those 15 days we are going to provide the free service. They are also willing to provide at least the money we pay to the cleaners for the security.
Did that happen the last time, 2 years ago?
No, it didn't.
Okay, that's why I say you should recover from that.
Rufai, I just said wahala, wahala, wahala. I mean, yesterday we took the story. Dele Alake was, at the State House talking about working out all the modalities to ensure that this free train movement will be fine. And then we hear the NRC DG here saying that we're hoping that the federal government will provide fuel. So what are those modalities that Dele Alake was talking about? I mean, you heard him here saying even 2 years ago, they had issues with this type of initiative that the federal government took.
And maybe he has not received the alert. Maybe it's maybe he has not received the alert. He has not heard Pankma. Maybe it's not here.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, because we don't know they've sent it via mail. They sent him the prayers via mail. So I want to think so.
Okay.
But if they have not sent the alert, the head of NRC is calling on you, government. So
please
give them diesel. Pay for the 15 days.
Yeah.
A very critical question we should ask. How much is it going to cost government?
This is the question we asked yesterday.
So you see, the way I was raised by my parents, my father will always say, Rufai, there is nothing free in this world. So I have that mentality. There is nothing free in this world. Everything, there's a cost implication attached to it. If I once worked in a media house that was owned by a banker, and I remember that time, if we want to give free adverts, he will say, go and work out the cost implication first to that free adverts. So with this free train ride, what is the daily cost implication? What is the hourly cost implication? How much is it going to cost in a day? And how many people are going to get on this ride? That's why I was suggesting probably we should have had a portal where 5 million people that they say they're going to give can register. Or we make it a lottery on the portal where you answer 1 or 2 questions, you play a game or something, and it qualifies you to get on the free train and bus ride lottery. So we can know what we are dealing with. Because you're saying 5 million people, there's no aggregation, there's nothing. Because you see, if we're also wise about it, it should be a form of data collection.
Absolutely. That's the main point.
So we just open largesse like this without collecting data and all of that. And data is king.
Well, let's hope that this would help.
So let's hope this conversation, let's hope, I know they are hearing, they always watch Arise TV, we know that one. So all of them, they're watching. Even our very good friend, Honorable Minister OjyOkpe, she's watching as we speak. Merry Christmas to you. So we should be able to get things right. And that's a question you put forward yesterday. How much is this going to cost? Because if we are able to factor all of this in our planning, Mr. Fidelis Oheria should not be coming on TV and be saying they should provide diesel. So that's just it. But it's a good initiative.
Absolutely.
We're happy about it. People can benefit and all that. I hear there were a lot of people at the train ride. Yeah. But also, they should also tell us the website where people can be able to get the ticket for the train.
Oh, it's everywhere. You should go on the NRC website. You can register
the NRC
there.
Website.
Yeah,
because
you can register there.
Because somebody said they couldn't access it yesterday.
Yeah, we heard that. Hopefully, it's all done properly. But again, we need data for the amount of money that was allocated for this free train ride and the 50% bus fare. Well, all right, we'll take our final story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in Lagos State on Thursday to celebrate the holiday season. The president's plane touched down at the presidential wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. He was received by the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as well as other members of his cabinet and a crowd of supporters. But before boarding a helicopter to Dodan Barracks in Ikoyi, he spotted veteran actor Papa Ajasco and shook his hands to the amusement of many. Let's take a look. That was such a beautiful scene to see yesterday. It was, all over. I mean, he is a complete veteran, but we would say welcome to Lagos, our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But yesterday, our Awolowo Road, Bodilon was blocked. I hope that the traffic has been cleared right now. But welcome, 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 and happy holidays. I'd like to thank you both for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, all right. Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.